goodness, I'm so glad I did that because as soon as I did that, the freaking notification came up. Let me see if my volume's up. Okay, check. Let me get everything to go in here. That's not my phone. That's my granddaughter's. I'm gonna put it on her, see if I can put her volume down. Yes, good. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Okay. And don't mind those birds. I have animals. Parakeets to be exact. Okay. Just trying to get all situated and stuff here. Okay, okay, okay. If you come through the door, give me a thumbs up. Okay. I know it's been a minute, but I'm in it. Ohana's. Let me do my intro. Hello, everyone. If you don't know what I'm about to do, I call my subscribers Ohana, and that means family. So here we go. We are family. I got all my sisters and brothers and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and dance. We are family. You know why? Because it says so. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever part of the world you may be at. It is here, Central Standard Time, 2:41. And I wanted to come on today because I haven't been on in a while. And I was kind of like contemplating on if I should do this or not. Why not? Okay. So you can hit a like button for your girl, subscribe to my channel, and turn on all your post notifications so you'll be notified when I do come on these lives. Give me a big thumbs up. Here we go. T. And I get these little I had another one, but that's okay. Messages. And it says, this one says, our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. That's a good one. I had another one somewhere. And I get these on the tea that I drink. I thought I had another one, but that's okay. Okay, today's topic is something that I've been wanting to do. I haven't really done. And what made me want to talk about it is I had a talk with my oldest sister Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. We are 10 months apart. And I had stated to her that I was going to do this. And first, let me introduce myself. You could call me Lisa. For those of you that don't know, because I don't talk about that. But my name is not Lisa. The reason why I say Lisa is because everybody in my entire family, maybe one or two, calls me Lisa. That's not my name. I love it, but oh well. My youngest daughter called me Mona. So we put it together, Mona Lisa. That's not my name, but you can call me Mona, you can call me Lisa, or you can call me Grandmother of Five, or you can call me Grandmother, or you can call me Hi, Hi, Hi. So, anywho, hello everyone. Me and my older sister was talking, and this is kind of like maybe a little story. And we was talking about trauma. We was talking about abuse, trauma, things happen to um, us or you maybe that is still a trigger and a trauma. My question for you is this. You can comment down below once you watch this video. And if you hear that noise, I have two parakeets, Snowball and Blueberry. One's white, one has blue in it. So that's the names I gave them. But anywho, oh goodness, I should have closed that door, but that's okay. Life, right? We was talking about a lot of things. Actually, she kind of like started. And the thing of it is, what I want to ask is if you or anyone that you may know, excuse me, do you believe you can overcome trauma? I'm going to give it a minute. Comment down below. Do you believe that you can overcome trauma? And I understand some traumas are worse than others. I'm just going to pause it there for a minute. Do you believe you can overcome trauma? Okay, let me get it started. No one's comment, but you can comment down below. Yay, nay, how you doing? All this is positive over here. Or if I do decide to talk about something, it ain't nothing that where someone gonna have to say anything like bad, like something crazy, like a Nick calling names. Okay, let's get it that way. So she brought that up, and we talked about a lot of things. And again, do you believe that you can overcome trauma? Okay. All this stuff started to happen right when I get on live. Dogs barking upstairs. I don't have a dog. Upstairs. Their dogs sound like horses running across the floor. Literally. Horses. Wakes my granddaughter up all the time. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because oftentimes a lot of us don't address it. And oftentimes we don't know how to address it. But let me start right now. This is my story. This is my truth. And I don't care. My sister said something to me, and it really, really resonated into me to what she said. We are 10 months apart. Me and my older sister has been through a lot. And I'm not saying the rest of my siblings haven't, but I'm talking about me and my older sister. And she's in the hospital. Pray for her. She's in the hospital. And I think the things that are going on with her in her life, you know, you want to come to peace with things, right? Like me, be more humble. And of course, we're not supposed to do the same things, mistakes over and over like we have done in the past. And yes, if you make a mistake, that does not mean it's a bad thing. We're supposed to live and learn from the mistakes. Some people take a longer time, bump their heads up against the wall. It still hurts, but they don't do nothing about it, right? Let me say with me, as far as I know of myself and my sister and people saying this, I wasn't a disobedient child. I wasn't a rebellious child. But I tell you this is my story and I could tell it. When I was 17, I ran away from home. What? I ran away from home. And the reason why I ran away from home is because I didn't want to be in the home no more. Not because I was fast, not because I was a boy, it's because how I was getting treated in the home. I didn't want to belong, I didn't want to be there no more. Okay? No. And my sister brought a lot of things to my attention. And I said this to her. That's why I'm doing this. Tell it like a TI is. Mhm. Tell your story. You tell your story. You write a book about it. We all have a book in us, right? And I'm saying this too, not to bash or drain or drag anyone in the mud, but answer this for me. When you have a child, if you have a child, leave it be. If you don't have a child, if someone's done something to you, how do you want to be treated? Anybody can answer. This is open mic, open discussion. So me saying how I was as a child, and I ain't sitting up here on no pedestal trying to make somebody believe me, or I'm telling my truth, okay? And I was talking to my youngest daughter yesterday, and things have been on my mind and heart heavily with some of my children. Just keeping it real, okay? Sometimes we have to break the generational curses. And I really feel like I had until one point in time in my life, okay? And why I want to say that is I was an abused child. I have been abused. I was an abused child. I don't care if no one say, why do people bash their moms and dads and siblings and loved ones? Because you can, and that's not bashing. How you doing, hon? How you doing? Thank you so much. That's not bashing. You could tell your story, and oftentimes when we tell our story, be truthful about it. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. My older sister apologized to me for something she done to me. Okay. And so, like I said, if I know in my heart, mind, body, and soul that I was not, oh my goodness, not a disobedient child, rebellion, talk back, roll eyes, none of the above, okay? None of it, none of it. And all of my sisters, they've been in trouble, done things. I haven't. I have three sisters. I had a brother. He was murdered. Okay, somebody cut his life short. His birthday's October 11th, and 11 days after his birthday, somebody murdered my brother, my only brother. Okay, my mom had four girls and one boy. Well, she didn't have our brother physically out of her. We got him when he was 5 months old, but we never used that word adoption in our household. He was our brother. We loved it, our brother. He was our only brother. And my baby sister said to me the other day, and a lot of this stuff is coming up because I wanted to. She said, we are losing so many loved ones. Okay. And my sister, like I said, she is sick. She is in the hospital. And sometimes when you go through certain things in your life, stuff do come to you. For instance, me, I'm going to say me. I was always a small, skinny, giant type of person. No, I'm just playing. I was always a tall, slender uh, child, I guess you could say, through elementary, high school, junior high school. I didn't have no problems with no one making fun of me because of my weight. Okay, I say it like that. And I played sports, grade school, middle school, high school. But when I got to I was going to say 17 years old, but when I got to the 11th grade, I had talked to a recruiter, and I wanted to join the Army or the Air Force or Army Reserves, one of them, okay, something military. And if I go and approach my parent, or you go and approach your parent, and you get told something other than like, think about it, or I got you. I support you. That's just like a kid graduating high school and going off to college, so to speak, right? You're going to be supportive of your child, right? You want your child to be different than you was, and that's how I am with my kids. So I was told you might not be able to have kids and get married. I'm speaking my truth. And that's why I also say sometimes when you go through things in life, if that person no longer living, yeah, it still can bother you. And again, I love my mom unconditionally. I took care of my mother. I repeat, I did. So my sister and I told her the same. Speak about it. Tell whoever's done anything to you. Let it be known. I don't care. Because my thing, when somebody rapes you or take advantage of you, molests you, however way you want to put it, and they're no longer living, you carry that around. I'm not going to perpetrate and fake about nothing I've been through in my life. And I have a right to say it because me as a woman, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a human being, I'm supposed to be in, let me get my words right. I am due respect to the utmost. Because let me tell you something. I don't disrespect no one. I don't disrespect no one. I love, I care. There's someone in the comments, and I like to shout out her. Um, she did something sweet. And when I saw it, I didn't know who it was at first. I didn't know who it was. And I was like, who is this person? And sometimes you don't have to know who do things for you. But the point I'm trying to say is, I was like, oh my goodness. For Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give back. My thing is this. I pay it forward every day. Or if not every day, at least throughout the month, okay? And I do. See, let me tell you something. I'm raising my granddaughter. She's 11. I ain't taking care of, I'm raising full time. She lives with me. Mm-hmm. So what did that do? That changed my lifestyle. That changed my finances. That changed the way I can spend money on just me and having to look out and take care of. I understand your pain and your reasoning is hard, but you gotta keep fighting. Oh, I am. I'm a fighter. I got tough skin. Thank you so much. I appreciate any and everyone that's coming through the door. Thank you. God bless you. So, me having her, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Nice, big, real big for it to be a 1-bedroom. I mean, my room is huge. I mean, I have a queen size bed, but if I want to get another queen size bed, it can fit in there. And you know, back then, the olden days, you know, you had probably 6 or 7 siblings in one room, anyways, right? And bunk beds, however you do it. Or everybody, like my grandmother, she's from Arkansas. She used to have a sleeper sofa in her living room. You might have 3 in there, and then she had another room, 3 in there, and then there might be 3 in the bed with her. So yeah, I was born in that era. My grandmother was from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. She lived to be 90, about 93, and my great grandmother, which was her mother, I am glad to have known my great grandmother. And she lived to be quote, 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 108, maybe older, because my dad said back then, you know how they didn't have the birth certificates and social securities all together, right? Yes. And she passed away, my great grandmother, she passed away in 94. Yeah, because I was in Florida. And then my dad's mom, if I'm not mistaken, she passed away in 96. I'm 58. Okay. So that's just a little backstory. So all this stuff that my sister brought to me, basically what I'm saying is I don't want to lie, I don't want to hide, I don't want to have dreams and nightmares because one person that did something to me, yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm glad I was raised, up by my grandparents. My mom's mother passed away. I think I was 7. Then my grandpa, which was my mom's dad, I think 18, 19 years old. So I got to know him and stuff like that. And then, of course, I never met my dad's dad, but my grandma and granny, we used to call her, honey, everything was made from scratch. We used to also be out there in the fields picking the fruits and vegetables or whatever she had a big, huge garden. She did not buy canned food. She also canned and, put her foods away and everything was from scratch. So I'm just babbling on. But my thing is this: we don't need to suffer in silence. If you've been abused, if you want to share your story, share it. Hmm. Um, and one would probably say, why do people talk about their business? Because it is their business. You can do whatever you want with it, right? But I'm not the type of person that like to drag people down. But let me tell you something. I'm not going to live in no pain, which in fact I have all my life, not just part of all of it. My daughter was over here yesterday and I just broke down crying. When you go through something by yourself, I'm not crying now. When you go through something by yourself, all the time by yourself, that's not good. I have 2 kids that I'm going through something with. One of them, his daughter live here. This ain't bashing them. I could tell my story. I'm 58 years old or young. Because, honey, I feel like I don't feel like some of these young kids feel. I should feel like that, and I do feel like that. Some of them act like me. But let me tell you something. I get up every morning. I don't care if I'm in pain or not. I don't care. And I sit in my living room because, I'm getting up, washing my face, brushing my teeth, making my coffee. And I'm in here maybe 15 to 30 minutes by myself. My granddaughter get up, leave it be. She get up on her own. Or hey, periodically, I wake up. But most of the time, she get up on her own. She's not a bad child or nothing. But can I go on a trip somewhere? Can I get me a car? I'm so serious. I done invested so much money into taking care of people and things. I could have been had a car. I don't care. I'm testifying. Today's Testimonial Tuesday, okay? Taco Tuesday to some, Terrific Tuesday, and also Testimonial Tuesday and Truthful Tuesday. Tell it like it is, or TI is. Tell it like it is. And that's what I'm doing because I want to. I don't have to. I don't have my hands like this, but I do appreciate from the bottom of my heart, soul, and mind. There's someone in this comment right here that's so kind. I tell my daughter all the time I like watching her videos and everything. So I'm sitting up here. I'm about to get my passport. I already shared that with y'all about 2 or 3 months ago. I already got my DS-11. I got the pictures taken. I just need to go pay for them and so on and so forth. Where am I going? I don't know, but I just want to have it because if I decide I want to get my butt somewhere, I could do that. Thank you so much. I can do that. See, everyone needs a social life. We all need a social life. I don't have one. I don't have one. The most company I have come to my house is my grandchildren and my daughter. God, I answer to him. So I ain't gonna start lying. I ain't lying. Okay? He knows, and I believe it. That's who you take your troubles to, but also he say, we ain't gonna be nobody's fool, and you don't have to lie about nothing either. Cheated on, anything, anything that someone does to you, you don't have to keep that inside of you. Why? It ain't gonna do nothing but consume you. It consumes you anyways. So why should you have to just be silent about it? I was not born, or God did not, put me in my mom's womb for me to come out to be just beat, mistreated. Here we go. All the psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually. No, not by my parents sexually. No, no, no. But mentally, psychologically, and physically, emotionally. But not no sexually. No, 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 no. My mom and dad ain't do that type of stuff. But my mom actually, I love her dearly, and I still do, always will. She was different to us as we gotten older than she was when we was kids. And me and my older sister come to terms with, my mom was a teen mom. Who knows how to be a parent at that age? I understand. People say it's common sense. No, it ain't, because when you 15 and 16 years old, you don't know nothing about being no mother. And then you get married. Back then, your parents can sign the paper for you on the dotted line so you can get married. My dad was what, 18? My mom was 16 or something like that. I know when she had me, I think she was 17. So all the things that we went through as a child is because of her, probably psychological. Hell, she might have suffered from postpartum depression real bad too. Don't nobody know. Don't nobody call it that. Don't nobody think of these things. But it affects all of us. And I told my daughter yesterday, I said, I hope the things that my son and daughter's going through. I know one of my daughters, she's going through the one I said that's missing. She's been gone through a lot. She lost her dad. She was a daddy's girl. She took care of her dad for 3 years. She went to school, Concord, to be a medical assistant. So she lived with her dad for 3 years and physically lived in the home and took care of him. Then my baby girl took care of her dad too. And so I say all that to say that's a hard pill when you have to take care of a loved one that is sick and that's not getting better. I did that with my mom. I was there. So you know what? Everybody say, if you don't do good by your mama and your parents, if you be a disobedient child, you're gonna reap what you sow and all this stuff. God is not punishing me because I was a disobedient child. He ain't. Because I did what I needed to do for my mom. I would go to the hospital, be the only one up there from. Well, one time, me and my sister, I'm gonna just throw this in there. Me and my sister, her husband, my husband at the time, went up to the hospital. My mom was at this hospital called St. Luke's, and we would go up there and we would stay up there. We would stay up there breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So serious, and we would plan our meals. But that's just how serious it was. We was up there, and then later on, as time went on, my mom got sicker and sicker and sicker. She was on dialysis. She was on dialysis for 10 years. I'm gonna get off that because I don't want to get emotional. But I would go up to the hospital and I'd stay up there from 9 to 9 o'clock at night, all day. And I'd be the only one. This is my story. I took care of her when she was in the hospital. And if there's things that she wouldn't tell the nurses, I go to that nurse's station and say, my mom, this, that, and the other, whatever. Just like my kid's dad, where he was at. Certified nurse assistant I am. I done told this story before. I said my daughter's a medical assistant student. She graduate, walk across the line, okay? Cap and gown. I took classes to be a certified nurse's assistant. First, I was a PCA, a personal care aide. And I was working with a hospice nurse in a home, and the man had cancer. He was terminally ill, and come to find out, the man had the same name as my mom's dad, my grandpa, his name was Ira. I never forget this. Had a nice home. He wasn't married, didn't have no kids, and all his stuff. About what? Is that a negative? No one cares about what I'm saying? Or are you saying people don't care in general? Could you be a little bit more specific? Anywho, so the man didn't have no kids or nothing, and everything that he gave to like the Humane Society. So anyhow, that's when I took interest because I was there being a personal care aide, and there was a licensed practice aide, and then a hospice nurse would come in. And one time she needed help. So I asked her a little question and stuff. She guided me in the right direction. And I took the class, test, passed, certified nurse assistant. So that's just a little backstory. So when my mom and others would get sick, okay, I don't know what somebody. Okay, so I had to put somebody out because they said something about they pooped their pants. You see how people get on your stuff and just, I don't have to block you, but I don't have to see what you say. And really, I don't like to be commenting on negative people's stuff. You're not putting your energy off on me, okay? I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and I do mean that. So that's just a little backstory. I took care of my mom, and other people would get sick, and they say, Lisa knows she's a nurse. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. And a lot of stuff that I do know is because some of it to me is common sense. Some of it is because I did see my mom. My mom was a she was a babysitter. I mean, not making no petty change either. She made good money, and she was a I want to say not a caterer, but she did like parties and not no crazy parties either. I'm talking about like get people ready for proms, graduations. I can't think. Planner. That's the word I'm trying to think of. She was a planner, and my dad he worked for Santa Fe Railroad. He did that. He retired 36 years. He was there and stuff. So I was brought up in a middle to upper class home when we was coming up, considering yes. And so the things we didn't need materialistic stuff, but we was lacking attention. So truthful. So bashing, no. Truth, yes. And I could tell it. And that's why I said, do you think past traumas can affect your adult life? I have the answer for it. I just want to see someone else. I think so. And as much as you don't have to constantly like on a daily basis or every month talk about it, but it was just something that my sister brought to my attention because of, she's not feeling good, she's not well, but she's gonna be okay. I say it like that, and I'm going, you ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Okay, I'm her older sister. We always say that she's the oldest, but I'm her older sister. We 10 months apart, and we twins for 2 months until she turned. So I'm I'm 58. When I turn 59, she still be 59. Okay, so that's why I say that it's a little jokey joke, but that's our joke. And she said I'm her older sister. I have always been a old soul. I'm a serious person, but not too serious. Like, come on, I don't know how to relax. Yeah, I know how to relax. I know how to have a good time. I done traveled. My kid's father was in the army. He was stationed in Germany. We were stationed in Germany for about 4 years. I done been to a lot of duty stations. Young military wife, and that's what happened when I met my kid's father. He took me away from that. So I had said about 8, 9 months ago how I escaped my attacker and abuser. hmm I was attacked by a guy, okay, not my parents, but I was abused by a parent. And my dad physically, no, but he was never there. So sometimes you can lack. the attention of another parent too. My dad was a hardworking man, but me and my older sister said this the other day. It's almost like this is how we look at it now because we're grown, right? Like he didn't want to be there. Maybe he had his reasons. And then we can always remember, me and my older sister can remember going to the hospital, being in the waiting room, and our mom was there. And we have had uh, uncles and stuff beat us and stuff like that for no reason. I'm so serious. And so I don't talk about it, but I don't mind talking about it. And when it was brought to my attention, when my uncle had passed away, my mom had asked me a question about what my sister had said, and I was like, I don't feel like it's relevant to talk about. But again, it was. Basically, stop suffering in silence. I suffered in silence. I suffered alone. I also feel like sometimes in my life, like, I don't know. I don't know why I keep saying this. I don't know if it's a hereditary trait for us as maybe a mental condition, but I think mental can happen when you've been traumatized, like abuse. Um, I'm so serious. My older sister told me some things. That's her story to share. But when she said this to me, I was like, oh my goodness, why is she saying this? You know? But I'm not saying it in a bad way why she's saying it. It was like she was bringing up some stuff I didn't even know. Maybe because I blacked out with it or just know about it and didn't want to think about it. I don't know. But my kid's father witnessed things, and it was just like he wanted to take me away from that. And he did. And he did it in a respectful way. He did it the old school way. How would you feel? Sit down, talk to the mom and stuff. I was 18 anyway. So that goes to show you what kind of I had control someone had over my life at 18. I'm talking to you, this person, but I couldn't do this. But you allowed me to be. And I had to take care of my brother and sister. You would have thought they was mine's and my kid's father at the time, because I didn't have no children, of course. Children, because that's how much I had them. I raised. See, there's a difference, even though you're taking care of them when you're raising them. But my sister, that's under me, I have two under me, and then my brother was, of course, I'm the second child. And she can tell anybody, and she has. As a matter of fact, she got on here one day and she said, me and my older sister raised her. And it's the difference, like I said, you can still have love for your parents because you got some people that can't stand, like, love, or anything. And I'm going to say this from the core pit of my soul. Despite how I got treated, beat it, mistreated, beat it, sexually abused, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, I still love my mom. She was sick. This is what you come to the conclusion of when you get older. When you're younger, you don't understand. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the thing. It's a generational. She left us. She abandoned us. We left our children. My kid's father raised our kids, but it ain't just because I left them. That ain't it. I tell the truth. I ain't even met no doorstep or nothing. He was sick, and I think he wanted his children with him. And at the time, I didn't really have a place to stay for real. I was staying with my sister, okay? But I wanted my own physical place. and I was going through some emotional things and psychological things because I told a story before. I was in the emergency room. I mean, ICU, excuse me. I said emergency. I meant to say ICU's correction. I told this story before. And I went through a lot of emotional trauma. Um, Not knowing for real, because at that time I was 28 or something like that. Didn't have family around because I didn't live around them. I was living in Florida. My kid's father's from Daytona. We was going to move there, but we ended up moving to Bradenton, Florida. My youngest daughter, that's where she's from. And so you got Sarasota, Bradenton, then you climb over that Skyway Bridge, St. Petersburg, and then you got Tampa, okay? And I done been through all of that up and through there. And I done been to Tallahassee and Jacksonville. I was living in Jacksonville and stuff like that. Me and my oldest daughter, her husband, my grandbaby, moved there in April the 29th, 2014. And I stayed there for let me see, about 3 months. I was going through something then. My mom passed away 10 days before my birthday. January 20th, she passed away. My birthday's January 30th. We laid her to rest the 31st. And then my mom's oldest brother passed away the same day we laid her to rest. So here we is, like, going through all these emotions and didn't know what to do. And me and my mom would talk on the phone all the time. I would go over to her house and wait for the transportation to pick her up for dialysis and make sure she had all her medicines and make sure if she, if her insulin level falls down, what she can do, you can suck on grapes or some lifesavers. That's what yeah. And so grapes really bring your blood sugar back up quick, so that, and to make sure she had everything together. And also everybody knew me at the dialysis place. Everyone. That's what type of child I was. And I'm going to continue to say that. I ain't trying to get no pat on no back, no medal. I know what I done, and I take it up with God because God knows the pure in heart. And my heart was always pure, genuine. I done help, like I said, raise my sisters, live with me and my kid's father. And I ain't talking about just no year. What, 2-3 years? And she if I was, she is 3 years. So I think she was at the time about 16, almost 17. She's 3 years younger than me. I had to take on the responsibility of cleaning the house, going over to my aunt's house, babysitting. She was mean too. She was mean. Horribly mean. And this was at the age of 10. I remember that, me and my older sister. I've always had a mindset of being responsible and doing right. And then also it has a lot to do with, I can explain it like this. I told my daughter, I said, you know what? I kind of broke it a little bit for a long time. Say, for instance, cleaning up. I felt like I had to do it almost like I was at home as a child, if that make any sense. Going places. You can have an anxiety, social anxiety or whatever, far as doing things. At one time, I didn't feel like this at all. And maybe it's like this because I am going through some things with some children of mine, and it saddens me because I'm a single mom raising, have 4 grown children in their life, physically, financially, and then one of my daughters, the one I spoke about, what happened to her. So her mental state, I'm over her, and I take care of her financially. So you just picture, as I was saying, me doing this for a child, grandchild, myself, And God only knows the income I get. No, I'm not on no disability, despite my weight. No, I'm not on no SSI. My kid's father's taking care of me. He was in the army, so you can read between the lines on that. So I'm like, the money for me, I can survive. But I'm doing things to go by, I guess you could say, just living day to day, praying, hoping, praying. Because one of the things I say, and I ain't asked God, but I'm gonna tell you what was yesterday, I think it was, he already know what I need. I said, oh my goodness. I said, Lord, I know your will be done. Please bless me with a car. I need that. That is so important to me. And especially, like I said, if you have a grandchild or child or even yourself, she want to get in sports. I would have to take her, pick her up. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. I'm not a lazy person at all. And I'm a loving, caring person. So I'm on here talking about recap, and I'm going to end this live. Don't allow yourself to suffer in silence. Don't allow yourself. I didn't tell all I want to tell though. Because I really was going to tell a whole heap of stuff. And I still can. Because in order for me to heal better and not have these moments all the time because of things, go talk to someone. We all need someone to talk to. And I'm holding it together well today. Probably the reason why I didn't get into the deepness of it, because I probably would have been crying. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm just sharing because I care. And I'm also saying, open up your mind, be mindful on how you're feeling, pay attention to how you're feeling. And if you express it, you can bring it to the person or what they did. Because I'm going to say this. In 1996, and it had to have been in the summertime, so I don't know, anywhere from July, August, maybe June. My mom and her husband, he wasn't my father and he didn't raise me, but it was not like I didn't like him, but my dad raised me, us. So anyhow, she remarried. My mom did. They came to our house to spend the night and stuff like that. And my mom apologized to me what she did. So, but I have this thing in the back of my mind, and I do. Why? I never have the answer to it. Me and my older sister can only assume, and we know because we talk about things. But I was like, why? I feel like, the outsider now. I feel like I said before, I said I need sister friends. And I mean that. Um, my mom's not here. I need a mom. Anybody want to be my mom? She's not here. And I know can nobody take my mom's place. But I just feel like I need that. Especially when I'm going through something. And I said, you know what? Maybe I need to talk to someone. I talk to God, I know that, but I'm talking about the knowledge part of it, and just verbally speaking, because as I say, you got to have a social life. And I say that I was saying before I got on here, I said, you know what? I told my daughter I got this car in the mail. And I said, you know what? The kids is about to be at school Friday's the last day here. And I said, you know what? I want to get my. It's so dark in here. Ooh. Oh, that's so bright. My granddaughter, probably in some kind of, this is supposed to be like it's a vacation Bible school, and it's just supposed to be Monday through Friday, June the 24th to the 22nd. So that's 3 days. I mean, 27, excuse me. And I said, you know what? And then I was going to look into the church that my sister and my niece work at, and my sister go to. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have a bus that come pick you up, because I don't have a car, and I'm not making no excuse. I've been wanting to go to church. I read my Bible every day, and also I have a book that have scriptures, reflections, and prayers. And then there's another book. I don't know where this book came from, but it has stories, and then it prays and scriptures too. So I've been doing that, and I pray. And I'm going to tell you this before I get off here. I pray for anyone that's going through anything. I pray for you. You don't know me, I don't know you, but I don't have to know you. Whatever someone is going through in this world, I pray for them. If it's health, homelessness, addictions. I suffer from food addiction. That's why I became overweight, because of an emotional attached thing that I had happen to me and stuff like this. So, hey, everybody has their thing that they do when they go through something. But I tell you this, regardless of what you're going through, you still can talk to someone about it. Talking changes things. If anyone's suffering from anxiety, and I was raised up in a household where my mom did, because she used to have a brown paper sack, okay? Blow in that. Talk to someone, because you could talk someone out of this, having an anxiety attack. I'm a true witness to this. So I'm going to come back on another day and talk about this again. And, sometimes when I come back and talk about certain things periodically, it's because it's an emotional topic. And we all have a book in us, okay? So what's the difference me sharing my story on this live than going out writing a book, and I'm the author of the book, and telling my story in the book and you read it? You get what I'm saying? Speak about it. Stop suffering in silence. Give me a thumbs up if you're coming through the live. Share, like, comment, and turn on all your post notifications, because when this girl come on, honey, I might be cooking. You're going to see me talking, and I'm talking about life things. People don't talk about certain things often. You want to see all this crazy stuff that's going on, and I'm not judging how nobody do their content. I'm not judging how people are, but I'm speaking, hypothetically speaking, people more drawn like a magnet towards the negative aspect of life and what people doing than more than the positive. It's the truth. So you're boring, but you get on somebody, I'm just saying, you get on somebody's live or post if they're jumping in the lake with alligators. But I'm speaking about mental health, abuse, overcoming things, still going through things. I can share things about my health that I still haven't talked about. But one of them I must say, and I have talked about it multiple times, is my high blood pressure. My high blood pressure has not been bad or anything since 2020. And that's because I took control of eating certain things. I've never been a salt person anyway, so that, hey. And no, don't nobody want no bland food. You can season it up real good. But on that note, be mindful. Think about your feelings in your heart and how people are with you. Don't feel like you gotta clam up or crawl underneath the rock or cover your head up with a cover. No. Love you. For you. Be you for you. Ohana's. We are family. You know why? Because it says so. Have a good one.